Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I hope you will be fine. This is New Oxford Modern English Book 1. Now come to the page number 91. First of all, you have to write date and day on the top of the page. Okay. So today we are going to start unit number 11 and the title of the unit is The Rain. The Rain. Through the title we can get an idea that the story is about the rain. First of all, I'll explain the meaning of this word lend. Lend. To give someone something with the understanding that it will be returned. To give someone something with the understanding that it will be returned. It means to give something to someone for a short period of time and expecting it to be given back. To give something to someone for a short period of time and expecting it to be given back. There are three major characters of the story. First character is Jamal, who was a farmer, and the second character is his wife, and the third character is Masood. Let's start reading. Jamal was a farmer. He had a wife and 2 children. He lived in a tiny village near Multan. Jamal had a well on his land, but there was no water in it. Tiny means very small. And the story is about Jamal, who was a farmer. He lived in a tiny village near Multan with his family. He had a well, but it was empty because there was no water in it. Next paragraph is, every day Jamal looked at the sky. There were no clouds. The hot sun looked down on Jamal and laughed. And the explanation of this paragraph is, every day Jamal looked at the sky. He was waiting for the rain. But there were no clouds. The sun was shining brightly as it was laughing at him. Next, Jamal went to Masood. Please lend me 50 rupees, he said. Masood was also one of the characters of the story. He lived near Jamal's house. One day Jamal went to Masood and he requested to Masood to lend him 50 rupees. Here is a question in the side box. What happens when there is no rain? What happens when there is no rain? And the answer is, when there is no rain, crops don't grow well. It is difficult to water crops and the ground becomes dry and hard. Do you know about crops? Crops are actually plants such as maize, wheat, potatoes, etc. that are grown in large quantities to provide food. I can't, replied Masood. There is no rain. No rain means no crops in the fields. When the rains come, you can have the money. Now when Jamal requested to Masood to lend him 50 rupees, but he refused and told him that I'm also waiting for the rain because no rain means no crops in the field. As you all know that the water is the basic need of crops to grow. Next paragraph is, Jamal went home and looked in the little box under the bed. We have 60 rupees, he said to his wife. We can eat for a few more days, then what shall we do? Every day Jamal looked at the sky. Then Jamal went home and checked his little money box. There were only 60 rupees in that box. He was very sad. He thought that they can eat for few more days, But what shall we do next? Every day he looked at the sky and he was desperately waiting for the rain. Come to the next page. It's page number 92. The sun laughed down at him. There were no clouds. Everyone was hungry. After a few days, Jamal looked in the box again. 4 rupees. We only have 4 rupees for food, he said to his wife. And then said his wife, and then no food, said Jamal. They looked very sad. Suddenly, Jamal's wife touched her earrings. Jamal was very sad and he was looking at the sky, but still sun was shining brightly as it was laughing at him. There were no clouds and the family was hungry. He told his wife sadly that after some days they will not be able to buy food. Next, what about these? She asked. I gave you those on our wedding day, said Jamal. Jamal's wife took off her earrings. A tear dropped from her eyes. Sell them, she said. We need food. Jamal was very sad, but he took the earrings and walked off towards the town. So his wife was very nice and she gave her earrings to his husband. Jamal didn't want to take her earrings because he gave her those earrings on their wedding day. But he was not able to do anything else. And he took those earrings and he was very sad and he was going to buy some food. And the last paragraph is suddenly he stopped. Rain, rain, he shouted. The rain came pouring down. Jamal was very happy. Shouted means made a loud sound. Made a loud sound. And pouring down means to rain drops of water heavily. To rain drops of water heavily. Then suddenly the rain came pouring down. He stopped and started shouting in excitement. He became very happy. And the moral of the lesson is, rain is the greatest blessing of Allah, and we should always be thankful to Him. Come to the page number 93. Exercises A. Comprehension. Answer the following questions. Question number 1 is, why was there no water in Jamal's well? And the answer is, there was no water in Jamal's well because there was no rain. Question number 2 is, what did Jamal do every day? Why? And the answer is, he looked at the sky in the hope of rain. Question number 3 is, what did Jamal ask Masood? Why? And the answer is, Jamal asked Masood for 50 rupees to buy some food because he had little money left. Question number 4 is, what did Masood reply? And the answer is, he replied, no rain means no money. When the rains come, you can have the money. Question number 5 is, how much money did Jamal find at home? And the answer is, Jamal found 60 rupees at home. Next question is, why did Jamal go towards the town? And the answer is, Jamal went towards the town to sell the earrings. He went towards the town to sell the earrings. And the last question is, what made Jamal happy? Now the answer is, the rain pouring down made him happy. Next, are these sentences true or false? First is, Jamal had 3 children. So this is false. because Jamal had 2 children. Number B, there was no water in Jamal's well. This is true. Number C, there were thick white clouds in the sky. This is also wrong because there were no clouds in the sky. Jamal lived in a big village near Multan. So this is also wrong because Jamal lived in a tiny village near Multan. And the last is Jamal sold his wife's earrings. This is also wrong and you have to write F in the given box because Jamal did not sell his wife's earrings. Number 3, correct the sentences that are wrong. Write all the correct sentences in your notebook. So you have to correct the sentences that are wrong and then you have to write these sentences in your notebook. And do you know which sentences are incorrect? Yes, A, C, D and E. These 4 sentences are incorrect. And the correct sentences are A, Jamal had 2 children. C, there were no clouds in the sky. D, Jamal lived in a tiny village near Multan. Number E and the last is Jamal did not sell his wife's earrings. Again, here is a question in the side box. Challenge. What do you think Jamal did after the rain? Would his situation have improved? So I think Jamal's well be filled with water. And finally, yes, his situation would have improved. Come to the page number 94. Part B, working with words. Number 1, find these words in the story. The letters here are jumbled. So these are the jumbled letters and you have to write these letters in the correct way to make proper words. First correct word is rain, rain. Second is clouds, clouds. Number C, please, please. D, after, after. And the last is rupees. Number C, learning about language. Punctuation. Put full stops and capital letters in the following. Now you have to find out punctuation mistakes from this paragraph and write it in the correct way. Always remember that we use a capital letter to write the names of people. We use a capital letter to write the names of places. We use a capital letter at the start of the sentence. And we use a full stop at the end of a sentence. Let's read it out. One day Masood went to Multan. O should be in capital letter because when we start the sentence, first letter should be in capital letter. Masood is the name of a person. First letter of Masood should be in capital letter. Then we have Multan. Multan is the name of a city. So we should capitalize the first letter of the city. That is Multan. Then full stop will be at the end of the sentence. He took 20 bags of fruit. It should be in capital letter and full stop will be at the end of the sentence. He went to a big shop in 10th Street. So H of he will be in capital letter and the first letter of tank and street will be in capital letter and full stop will be at the end of the sentence. Next, he sold the fruit to Mr. Han. Then he came home again. Now first letter of he should be in capital letter and Mr. Han is the name of a person. So we should capitalize the first letter of Mr. Han. then full stop will be at the end of the sentence. Next, simple past tense. Number 1, choose the correct words from the brackets. These are the sentences of past indefinite tense. In say simple past tense, do remember in past indefinite tense, second form of the verb will be used with simple sentences, whereas in negative or interrogative sentences of past indefinite tense, first form of the verb will be used. I repeat, in simple sentences of past indefinite tense, second form of the verb will be used, whereas in negative or interrogative sentences of past indefinite tense, first form of the verb will be used. In these sentences, you have to choose the right option from these brackets, and these sentences are negative. Just keep in mind. Jamal did not sold or sell the earrings. So this is the sentence of past indefinite tense and this is negative sentence. So we will have to use sell instead of sold, because I told you earlier that we will use first form of the verb with negative or interrogative sentences of past indefinite tense. So the sentence will be, Jamal did not sell the earrings. Next, B, Jamal did not go or went to town. And we will choose go because this is the first form of the verb. And the sentence will be, Jamal did not go to town. Number C, the rain did not come or comes or came. And the first form of the verb is come. And the sentence will become, the rain did not come. And the last sentence is, Jamal did not borrow or borrowed 50 rupees. And the first form of the verb is borrow. And the sentence will become, Jamal did not borrow 50 rupees. Next, part 2, add note to the following. You will have to change or add some words. These are the simple sentences of past indefinite tense and we will have to change it in negative. And of course, as I told you earlier, that we will have to change the form of the verb as well. Let's start. A, Jamal sold his wife's earrings. And the negative sentence will become, Jamal did not sell his wife's earrings, because sell is the first form of sold. And the second sentence is, Jamal went to Multan. And the negative sentence will become, Jamal did not go to Multan. C, Jamal borrowed 50 rupees. And the negative sentence is, Jamal did not borrow 50 rupees. Now last sentence is, Jamal's wife took off her earrings. And the negative sentence is, Jamal's wife did not take off her earrings. Come to the next page, that is page number 95. D, listening and speaking. Who said the following? Listen to the sentences carefully. Now say the sentences aloud, just like the people in the story would have done. These lines are actually dialogues of the characters of the story, and we have to figure it out that who said these words, and we have to repeat these words aloud. Number A, no rain means no crops. On page number 91, Masood said this line, that no rain means no crops in the fields. And it's very true because if there is no rain, crops don't grow well. Next dialogue is sell them. On page number 92, Jamal's wife said these words, sell them, in a very sad mood. Next is and then no food. On page number 92, Jamal said these words, and then no food. Next, then what shall we do? Then what shall we do? On page number 91, Jamal's wife asked from her husband. Next line is, please lend me 50 rupees. On page number 91, Jamal requested to Masood and said these words. And the last is rain, rain. On page number 92, Jamal said these words in excitement. That's it for today's class. I hope you have understood the lesson. Take care. Allah Hafiz.